Talking about the motion that came up this week on people who come into the House completing their tenures, I don't think that it is something that can be achieved through a motion. In the case of the governors, for instance, or anybody on the executive side, it's clearly written into the Constitution that the mandate is 4 years from the date you take office. That is the underlining word. While on the legislative side, even though we all know that it's a 4-year tenure, it didn't quite specify that the tenure begins to run from the date you're sworn in. Because I think that in the thinking of the framers of the Constitution, they believe that the mandate belongs to the constituency rather than the individual office holder. So it's a proposal. I'm only saying that for it to get effect, it has to be turned over to the Constitution Amendment Committee. And if it passes through the entire gamut of lawmaking process, the bill-making process, and then eventually is passed, sent to Mr. President and assented to, then it becomes the operative law. But as it is now, that is not the situation.
All right, Mr. Ogene, thank you for that, for that explanation. Now, but critics might argue that this proposal might appear as a self-serving attempt to secure legislative positions. What public interest justifications could you provide beyond potential personal political benefits?
Well, speaking for myself, I do not think that is basically for personal political benefits. You know, in America, for instance, because we easily reference that since our own democracy is patterned after the American presidential system, which has a 2-year tenure for members of the U.S. House of Representatives. I think that they do that so that you can also not have new sets of people every 4 years. You can have people who, when they are up for elections, some others are sitting pretty in the Congress. And I believe that it also enhances institutional capacity for the legislature if you are able to structure it in such a way that everybody does not have to stand the election at one fell swoop. We know the kind of tension that comes with a general election. And even if the mandate belongs to the constituency, if you spend maybe half of it undergoing judicial processes, I think that that constituency has also invariably lost 2 years of desirable input, having not had anybody within that time frame. So it's not a bad suggestion. Like I said, if it gains traction and popular support, I think that is something we could try. On the executive side, now we have off-season elections, and the system still runs as it ought to run. I think that if that is introduced in the legislative arm, there is no harm meant. It can only strengthen the system for